What's going on, y'all? It's your girl Desi. Welcome back to my channel. Y'all already know what the deal is. Okay, we here to do another baddies review. All right, now listen, I'm somebody that gives my commentary. If that's not what you're into, girl, click off. This video is not for you. But if you don't mind sticking around, seeing what I got to say, then, like, comment, subscribe, grab your teams, do what you need to do. But let's go ahead and get into this review. All right, so we start off where we ended off last week with Anna and Natalie fighting. Honestly, Natalie can't fight, okay? Anna, in my opinion, she won it, or she got the best of Natalie, I would say, because they didn't let them fight too long. And then Natalie went to go sit down, girl. She was not trying to get back in the paint with Anna. They do a lot of this. So it's very ironic to me that Natalie was like, Anna need to go sit down. But, girl, you went to sit your ass down because you did not want no more of Anna, okay? You didn't want to fight. You didn't want to get embarrassed, okay? Whatever. Now it's time for Anna and Stunner Girl to get to fighting. Let me tell you something, Stunner Girl. You got clocked, okay? You got clocked this episode. You sure did. We finally saw what happened, and we finally know the truth. All right, Stunner Girl, you're lame to me. Okay, I have to get into you. I have to get into this because it's funny to me how you pull up with 10 bitches according to Ivory and jump Ivory, and then Ivory gets on live and she says that you left with a gash on your forehead. Okay, you got online, tried to gaslight the people and gaslight Ivory and say there was no gash on your forehead, okay, that your forehead was not split open. Okay, cool. We don't know, we weren't there. Okay, Anna gets online. She says after you guys fought, she reopened that scar. Okay, she reopened that gash on your forehead, and you tried to say that was a lie. Girl, this episode clocked you, and this is how I know that you're lying, because you're delusional. Like, you clearly was leaking. I saw the blood. Okay, I had to rewind it back just to make sure. You know what I'm saying? If I didn't see anything, I would have been like, okay, I don't know. But I saw the blood all on your arm, Stunner Girl. You were leaking. It was not coming from Anna. It was coming from you. And I'm pretty sure it was coming from the gash on your forehead that you kept trying to hide with that headband or that scarf or whatever. And then you get in, you go clean yourself up in the bathroom, and then after the fact you're like, I don't know why y'all tried to make it seem like I was bleeding. I don't know why they're sending medical to me. I was not leaking. It was not my blood. Girl, it was your blood. Like, what are we talking about, Stunner Girl? You got clocked on national television, okay? So yeah, this just further solidified why I do not fuck with Stunner Girl, because, girl, you can't even claim your own battle scars, okay? You win some, you lose some. But you didn't want to be embarrassed that you left with a gash on your forehead after you tried to go jump Ivory, okay? You brought a squad of people with you to jump somebody, and you left with a whole gash on your head. You got embarrassed. You didn't want people to know that. But now we know the truth now, Stunner Girl. So, yeah, I don't know. Are y'all a fan of Stunner Girl? Because I have never been, all right? I never liked her attitude. She is a very devilish person to me, and I will forever say we need to pray for her, okay? We hope to see Stunner Girl in heaven one day. That is if she ever gets her mind together. You know what I'm saying? Like, anyway, I feel like Anna kept up. I'm not going to say she won the fight with Stunner Girl, but I don't think Stunner Girl necessarily won either. I feel like they kept up with each other, but Anna definitely reopened that gash on your forehead, okay? And you were definitely leaking. You were definitely leaking blood, okay? So that's not a question. That's the fact. We seen it. So stop being delusional, okay? Next. All right, y'all know I got my notes here. So now that was all in Atlanta. Now the girls are finally flying to South Africa, okay? They are going to be going to Cape Town. So we see Rolly and Natalie. They're in the car, and they're just kind of conversing. Natalie's, talking about what happened with the Stunner Girl situation. And, girl, Natalie is just the biggest shit talker ever. She's like, girl, she and Stunner Girl can mop the floor with Anna, and I'm just like, girl, no, absolutely not. Anyway, she also talks about DTB and how DTB is a clout chaser, and honestly, I'm not a fan of the whole DTB and Natalie situation. That doesn't interest me. That doesn't entertain me. It actually bores me. We all know that DTB is a clout chaser. So, I mean, Either you're gonna deal with it or not. I mean, anyway. Next scene, you have some of the new baddies and some of the returning baddies in the Sprinter van. They're on their way to the baddie's house. Okay. Now, first of all, I think in my last video I said something about like K-Rican wasn't as memorable. I don't know why. I don't know why. But K-Rican is pretty. And you know what? From this entire episode, I fucks with K-Rican. I like her, actually. I really do. You also have Cold Killer on the Sprinter van, and all the girls, honestly, they're just chopping it up, you know, getting to know each other. They're talking regularly. Cool. Okay, so we have Cold Killer. Now, Cold Killer is the girl that I guess she's a rapper, and DTB and Tinkerbella did a song. I forget what the song is called, but they said that they stole that song from her. So Cold Killer already kind of has some type of thing against DTB. She feels that DTB and Tinka, you know, wasn't giving her props or giving her credit on the song that she did, which makes sense. You know what I'm saying? That's a valid reason to not like somebody, or have a problem with somebody. So that's what she wants to confront DTB about. Okay, you also have Fauna on the bus. Fauna is a really pretty girl. I really like her. I really fucks with Fauna. But of course things go up on the bus. All right, or why am I calling it the bus? It's the van. It's the Sprinter van. Things go awry. Okay, why? None other than Summer. Okay, Summer is on the Sprinter van talking about, I'm gonna call y'all whatever I want to call y'all. Okay, this was honestly in relation to Fauna, because I guess she wasn't saying Fauna's name right, and Fauna was trying to correct her on how to say her name, and Summer was like, I'm gonna call you whatever I want to call you. Okay, so this rubbed Fauna and Cold Killer the wrong way. Cold Killer was like, girl, not on my watch. Okay, you're not just gonna be calling bitches whatever you want to call them. Like, call us by our names, period. And I'm like, Summer, why are you being fucking weird? This is why I don't like Summer. Okay, so Cold Killer is on that with Summer. They end up fighting in the Sprinter van. I hate the fights in the Sprinter van, man. Like, these girls really be trying to go at it in a freaking tight ass space. It's like, y'all, can't y'all sit down and wait to fight once y'all have a little bit more space, a little bit more room? Y'all can get to the house and do all that shit. Y'all want to do this on a Sprinter van? Like, fuck. But anyway, so yeah, they get to fighting, and basically it's big three against the new three. Okay, you had Cold Killer, K-Rican, and Fauna against Big Lex, Bad Dolly, and Summer. But my thing is, well, Big Lex was kind of quiet the whole time, but you know, later on, Big Lex says, you know, I'm just riding for my friend. I'm gonna get more into what I feel about that whole thing, that whole trio, a little later. But honestly, I feel like that whole thing started because of Summer. And Summer, you're just, I don't know who you think you are, babe, but it's not given. I mean, that whole thing didn't even have to go the way it did. That went that way because you don't want to call somebody by their name. Like, girl, how old are you? Like, oh my God, man. Like, I've started to tolerate Summer, but I'm starting to feel the same way I felt when I first was introduced to Summer, when she first came on the show last season. It's like, I don't like Summer. I really do not like Summer. I don't like Summer at all. Because you do the most unnecessary shit. The most unnecessary shit, and you're how old? And you have a child too? What a thing to look up to. Like, that shit is fucking wild. Anyway, in another van, in another Sprinter van, you have some more new baddies, and you have some more returning baddies. Okay, basically, I'm just gonna point out things that are worth talking about. So basically, DTB has a problem with Tavy Baby, basically over some internet stuff. I guess Tavy Baby had a whole opinion about whatever on the internet, and DTB feels away because she feels like Natalie got her minions. DTB honestly is over here feeling some type of way, to be honest, because she feels like she has to go against Natalie by herself, and like all the new girls are going to be on Natalie's dick, and they're going to try to dick ride Natalie and go against DTB. So I feel like DTB in some sort of way is kind of feeling like alone. She's kind of feeling like she doesn't have anybody on her side, you know, trying to form alliances and stuff. So I think DTB's guard is just up, but I don't really feel like DTB should have. I feel like it was just stupid, and I'm gonna be honest with you, Tavy Baby. Like, I don't have a problem with Tavy Baby because everything that she was saying was making sense. You know, everybody's gonna have an opinion. DTB, you're a whole personality. You should know this by now. You've been on reality TV shows like how many now, and how long has it been now? You should be aware that people are going to have opinions about you. You're a public figure now. You know what I'm saying? So Tavy Baby was on some shit like, look, I had an opinion. You're mad over my opinion, but you want to go at it. Okay, so they get to scrapping on the Sprinter van, of course. And honestly, I'm gonna be honest, DTB kind of got Tavy Baby. I'm not even gonna say kind of, she got Tavy Baby, but it's because, first of all, y'all are trying to fight in a Sprinter van. Like, it's not enough room, girl. Tavy Baby fucking fell or slipped. She slipped on whatever, and she got her ass on the floor, and DTB was able to get her. But to be honest with you, I already knew if it was like a head up type of situation, which we're gonna get to, girl, I already knew it wasn't gonna be that easy for Tavy Baby to hit the ground. Tavy Baby is she look like a strong ass bitch, tall ass bitch too, kind of. She's not heavy set, but she kind of like stuffy. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how to, like, she's kind of like muscular a little bit. You know what I'm saying? So I already knew, like, you got lucky with that one, DTB. You surely did. Okay, but what I liked about Tavy Baby is she was like, girl, you beat my ass. You know, DTB, when she feel like she whooped your ass, she's going to milk that shit. She's gonna milk that shit, I promise you. DTB is gonna be like, I whooped you, okay? If she feel like she won, she's going to make sure you know. Like, and what I really liked about Tavy Baby was like, okay, you whooped my ass, I want you to do it again. Tavy Baby said, look, we on a Sprinter van. I slipped, but let's go head up. Girl, you're not about to win again. I promise you that. We're going to get to that. So anyways, meanwhile, it's still going up on the other Sprinter van with the other girls. And y'all, I'm not even mentioning the fights on the Sprinter van because I just feel like it's so hard to see who's winning and who's not. You know what I'm saying? It's just, honestly, I'm not even going to get into who's winning the fights and whatnot. Just know that on both vans, shit's going up. You know, it's the big three, the trio against another trio. And then on the other van, like I said, is DTB and Tavy Baby. Now, on that van, I do want to mention that DTB also brought up Natalie, and she feels like, you know, her problem with Natalie is she feels like Natalie doesn't give her props. She feels like Natalie's being a hater towards her. And I can understand where both of them are coming from. I mean, with Natalie, I feel like, yeah, it can be kind of hard to deal with somebody that's so much of a clout chaser. You know what I'm saying? DTB is definitely a professional clout chaser. But on DTB's hand, I feel like DTB knows, like, she feels like everybody knows that that's how she is. You know what I'm saying? So, she feels like she does her big one, and Natalie just doesn't like to give her props. She didn't want to give her a chain, this, that, and the third. But in my opinion, like I said, this shit is so, I don't care about their beef. I really do not care about their beef. It's so petty to me. And honestly, I feel like they both can drop the shit, if you ask me. But anyways, the girls finally get to the house. First of all, Rolly and Natalie arrives first. Now, this is where the secondhand embarrassment came from. Okay, it started creeping in from right here. Okay, because they're greeted by, you know, some dancers and stuff. You know, it's Africa. You know, they're getting like the good treatment. I'm trying to tell you, like, I would love to go to Africa, honestly. You know, they got the drums, they're playing the drums, they have a whole performance ready for the baddies. And Natalie's like, you know, wait, because there's other girls coming in, I want them to see the performance too. But in the back of my head, I'm like, are they even going to see the performance? Because I know when these girls get into the house, it's going to be up. These girls have not gotten their issue off on the Sprinter van because they can barely fight. They want to go head up. So the girls get there, and of course, it's already up. The dancers are trying to do their little performance, and girl, they can't even enjoy the performance. Why? Because Fauna and Summer get to fight. And again, okay, again, I can't tell you who won. I'm gonna be honest, I don't even want to talk about well, okay, I'll say this. When it comes to the new girls, they're not the best fighters. They're not the best fighters. I will tell you that. Now, Summer's not the greatest fighter either, but what I will say about Summer, okay, and this is the only props you're going to get from me, Summer looks like she's been practicing a little bit, okay? She's swinging a little more. Okay. But anyway, like I said, girls got to fighting as soon as they got in the house. And honestly, I was just so... I felt some sort of way. I'm not gonna hold you because y'all had these beautiful dancers and they're trying to greet y'all, and as soon as y'all got in the house, y'all started fighting. Like, I felt so embarrassed for them. I'm like, and I was also kind of pissed, kind of mad. It's just like, y'all are doing this shit in Africa. Like, I don't know what it is about Africa, but Africa's just the motherland, you know what I'm saying? And to have these nice people playing the drums and welcoming you into this big ass freaking house, big ass nice house, they want to do something nice for y'all, and all y'all can think about is fighting. Like, I really had a problem. I really had an issue with that. I'm not even gonna hold you. I didn't. So Natalie's surprised about the whole trio against another trio, because they're like, I didn't even know you guys... Well, she's like, I didn't even know you guys had beef. What's the beef? So they all talk about what happened. Now, this is where it solidified my dislike, okay, disdain for Summer. Okay, the girl Fauna, she's explaining how everything went down, and Summer is not really standing up. And this is why Summer's not a stand-up bitch. In my opinion, she's not a stand-up bitch. Girl, you started that issue on that Sprinter van. You know you did. I don't know why you're trying to deflect now. Summer's talking about, y'all already didn't like me, this, that, and the third. No, Summer, y'all were cool. Y'all were cool when y'all first got on the van. Y'all were talking. Y'all were laughing. Y'all were, getting to know each other. But as soon, like, the shit flipped. The shit switched, like, in a blink of an eye. And it's all because you, Summer, you didn't want to call Fauna by her name. Girl, Fauna, it's just like Anna. Girl, Fauna, Anna. You didn't mess up her name. You just want to be weird. You want to be a weird bitch. That's what you want to do, Summer. Okay? And I didn't like the fact that you didn't stand behind that. You should have been like, yeah, I started it. I didn't want to call her by her name. And that's how it got up. You know what I'm saying? But you over here trying to deflect and say, oh, no, they already didn't like me, this, that, and the third. No, Summer, you started that shit on that Sprinter van. And you're not a stand-up bitch. And I don't fuck with Dolly. And I'm sorry, I don't think I really fuck with Lex either. I'm gonna be honest with you, because y'all know Summer started that shit. Y'all know she did. And Big Lex, I understand you riding behind your friend, but at the end of the day, like, it has to get to a point where you gotta check a bitch. You know what I'm saying? Like, I remember on last season, it was kind of like towards the beginning of the season, when Bad Dolly was kind of checking Summer on the little thing that she did. Well, I think she was telling Summer, like, Summer, you talk too much shit, this, that, and the third. And I really fucked with Dolly when she said that, because it's you have to be a stand-up bitch. You have to be a real bitch and call your friends out sometimes. Like, girl, you know you was wrong for doing that. Okay? Like, when are y'all gonna be real? When are y'all gonna be real? All I'm seeing is a bunch of pettiness, a bunch of grown-ass women that are so freaking petty and immature. Like, that shit really bothers me. I hate it. I really do. I really hate it. I hate to see women, grown-ass women, that don't know how to be a grown-ass woman. Like, you need to check your friend. Check your friend Summer, because Summer, girl, you gonna get popped out here one day doing the fucking most. To be honest. Like, you already done got popped. You don't care, but I mean, like, girl, one of these days, it's gonna be the wrong person popping you, because you're doing too much of this, and you're doing too much of popping off over nothing, to be honest with you. You know what I'm saying? That shit really fucking pissed me off. I'm not even gonna hold you. It pissed me off. It blew me, because, girl, you started that shit on that Sprinter van, and it didn't even have to be that. It didn't have to be that at all. But y'all do all this bullshit, I guess for the cameras, I guess for the entertainment, I guess, I don't know. But the shit, I didn't like that shit. And I feel like Dolly and Lex should have checked Summer behind that shit. Y'all didn't even have to have them issues with the other 3 girls. But y'all have the issue now because of Summer big ass fucking mouth starting shit she didn't have to. Like, bro, I can never be friends with a bitch like that. Can never. Anyways, I'm sorry. I don't know. That just kind of really rubbed me the wrong way. Can never be friends with a bitch like Summer. Can never be. You won't find me with a bitch like Summer. Anyway, the other girls come in, okay? And basically, Pretty P, she calls out Summer about taking her watch or whatever. You know, in the last episode, she took a purse, and I guess Pretty P had a watch in there, some money, jewelry, whatever. And so here comes Summer putting on Pretty Peas watch. Summer, girl, yeah, I'm not a fan of Summer. How are you putting on another bitch watch that you stole? You're a thief. You steal. You pop off at the mouth. I don't understand why anybody's like defending you or being friends with you. Like, nobody's checking your ass. Nobody's checking you, and Bad Dolly's running right behind you. I don't know what it is about Bad Dolly. Like, I thought I liked her, but this season is showing me why I was never the biggest fan of Bad Dolly, because I can always sniff out some iffiness about a bitch. You know what I'm saying? I don't fuck with Bad Dolly because I feel like Bad Dolly is doing the most. I feel like Bad Dolly feels like she needs to prove herself. And I'm just like, girl, you need to tone it down, because you was not on all of this last season. Like, you really wasn't on all this all season. Or all of last season. Dolly feels like she needs to prove herself this season. I'm like, girl, you're doing way too fucking much. And then you're doing way too fucking much behind Summer. And Summer is getting herself into stupid ass situations that she don't need to really get herself into. You know what I'm saying? Don't do the most this season and end up in the hospital again, okay? Don't do the most this season and end up with a seizure again, okay? Not wishing it on you, but I'm just like, girl, Dolly, I would have thought you would have learned something last season. You're doing a little bit too much. You're doing a little bit too much, okay? I don't think you really need to be there, to be honest with you. Anyway, yeah, I'm not feeling Dolly, and I'm not really feeling Lex, because I feel like Lex, she been a little too quiet, okay? You need to check your friend when you need to check your friend, period. I understand riding behind your friend, but I'm gonna ride behind my friend as long as I know that they're right and some shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I feel like, okay, girl, you're doing a little too much, then I'm gonna check my friend behind that, okay? You gotta learn how to be mature. Y'all don't know how to be mature. Y'all don't know how to be real. Y'all don't know how to be a woman. A disgrace. Oh my God. I feel like I see something. Hold on. I'm sorry, y'all. I saw a spider. So, basically, I forgot what I was saying. Let me look at my notes. Well, I don't know, girl. Let's skip to the chase. Pretty P and Summer, they end up fighting. And unfortunately, they was fighting in between the freaking dancers, y'all. I felt so bad for them, okay? Like, secondhand embarrassment, all right? For these people to have planned a performance for y'all, to be dancing for y'all. They brought so much good energy, and y'all brought nothing but negativity and demonic energy in front of them, okay? And it's kids there, mind you, okay? I was just like, I felt so bad. Like, I can't believe y'all came to this house and cut up like this. I mean, we knew it was going to happen, but it's just unfortunate that these people planned a whole performance for y'all and wanted to dance for y'all and play the drums for y'all, and all y'all give a fuck about is fighting. It's so sad. You can't take these people nowhere, not even to Africa, okay? Anyway, but you know what? I will say that I'm not faulting Pretty P over this, okay? This is all Summer's fault. Summer's the one that want to steal people's shit like a bum bitch, the bum bitch that she is, okay? Money has nothing to do with it. A bum bitch to me is somebody that would do some shit like that to steal, okay? Girl, go get your own watch. You over here putting Pretty P's watch on your freaking wrist. Girl, bum bitch energy. I can't get with it. I can't get with it. And then you had the nerve to throw the shit in a pond. Do you know how heated I would have been? If, like, I would have saw red if I was Pretty P. Like, you have to have some type of principle and some type of moral, girl. Like, I don't think you understand, but you are doing this shit in front of the world, okay? Hopefully years later down the road, as you get a little bit older, you understand that this is the way people are going to see you. I hope you change. I really do. I hope you grow the fuck up and become an actual woman, because you look very sorry, Summer. I hate to have to drag you, but I'm going to have to drag you. I don't fuck with the shit that you do, okay? Stealing, picking with bitches over small shit, like calling somebody their fucking name. Talking about if somebody called you out your name, you're not going to be mad. Girl, yes, the fuck you would. You'd have a whole issue with it. Okay? So, I'm just like, girl, Summer, what are you doing? Like, what are we doing? And how old are you? And don't you have kids? Be a fucking example to your kid. Or do you care about that? Girl. Whew. I'm sorry. I'm not I'm not mean, but I can really drag a hoe if I wanted to. And I feel like Summer, she needs to get dragged sometimes. Because, girl, you do the most ridiculous shit ever. All right? So Natalie was like, you know, that's not right. You know, Pretty P, we're going to replace your watch because Summer should not have taken your watch and she should not have thrown it into the pond like she just did. She's like, we're going to replace it. And kudos to you, Natalie. Okay. Matter of fact, if Natalie never even did that, I would have demanded it. If I was Pretty P, girl, yeah, one of y'all are going to pay for another watch. Point blank period. Y'all going to make her pay for another watch. Y'all going to take it out of her check. It's going to be something. You know what I'm saying? But kudos to Natalie for saying they're going to replace that watch because, girl, Summer should have never touched her shit to begin with. Like, type of people y'all got on these shows. I mean, like, I'm disgusted. I'm disgusted by Summer. I really am. Anyway, after all this, Natalie addresses DTB. They start arguing back and forth. And DTB is like, you want that? You need that? And Natalie was like, I'm not fighting you. And Tavy Baby was like, girl, you owe me another one. Let's get it up. Like, you trying to fight Natalie? No. You owe me one. So let's go. And so they start fighting. And like I said, it was not easy this time to get Tavy Baby on that ground. Like, girl, you got lucky in the Sprinter van because it wasn't much space, okay? And she fell to the ground trying to get to you. But, girl, y'all going head up. It's not looking like you, I don't know. Honestly, we have to see the rest of that fight next episode. But let me tell you, it's not going to be easy getting Tavy Baby on the ground. Tavy Baby is a big girl, okay? DTB is a big girl too, but DTB doesn't really have much hands. I feel like Tavy Baby have a little bit more hands, and I'm going to be honest with you, I think Tavy Baby's going to win this one, okay? But we will see the rest of this fight next episode. But the episode kind of ended with another fight that is about to happen with Big Lex running up on Scotty. Okay. We will see that fight next episode. I don't really have much to say about that. I think that Scotty has kind of been ducking a fade from Big Lex. So she's going to get that one. We're going to see that, okay? I have nothing to say about that. Other than the fact that Big Lex was kind of quiet this entire episode. Like, she said a little bit of something, but she wasn't saying much. You know what I'm saying? Other than the fact that she's going to ride behind her bitches and whatnot. So I'm gonna be honest with you. So far, I like K Rican. I think K Rican has the confessionals on lock. Okay, she definitely knows how to she knows how to use her words. So I like K Rican. I like Fauna too. I need to get to know a little bit more of them. And what's her name? Cold Killer. Cold Killer's okay. I feel like those three girls are the ones that made the most noise this episode. The other girls, Tavy Baby made some noise this episode too, but the other new girls, they didn't make much noise this episode. So maybe we'll see more of them next episode. But yeah, I mean, that's pretty much what happened this episode. Is there any like final thoughts that I have? I guess my final thoughts on the show basically is I'm not really the biggest fan of the big three right now. I don't like Summer at all, and I don't like the fact that Bad Dolly and Big Lex are kind of just following behind Summer, and they're not checking Summer, because Summer definitely needed to get checked, and y'all weren't trying to do that. Only thing Big Lex had to say was, I'm riding behind my bitches, and Bad Dolly is too busy trying to prove herself to even try to check somebody else. You know what I'm saying? She need to check herself, to be honest. And yeah, those are my final thoughts. And then I like K Rican, and I like the next trio that I see, which is K Rican, Cold Killer, and Fauna. Hopefully we get to see the other girls' personalities a little bit more. And Tavy Baby is standing on business as she should. All right, so don't have no problem with her as of right now either. But that's my review on this episode. And if you want to subscribe to my channel, go ahead. If you like the video, like, comment, subscribe, do what you need to do. I am a singer-songwriter, so if you guys would like to hear my music or whatnot, you guys can follow me on TikTok, okay, at Gemdessi. That's at GEMDESSI. I haven't released anything like officially on streaming platforms, but I have some recorded songs that are on my TikTok. And if you guys want to follow me on Instagram as well, that is officially Desi. So I mean, if you don't know how to spell officially, I'll spell it for you. OFFICIALLY, Desi, which is DESSI. And also, if you want to follow me on Twitter, you can also follow me on Twitter at officially Desi as well. Okay, that's the end of this video. I will see you guys next week. Bye.